beauties? Welcome to Beauty and the Boss. I'm Heather Mariana.
Hey Heather, woo! I'm Ashley Alexander.
And we have Joe Lorenzo with us today. He is a casting director, producer in Hollywood for 16 years.
Yowza.
So I always want to know the behind the scenes stuff, and I feel like you've got lots of stories for us.
I do. We would have to change some names to protect the innocent.
Yeah.
They're not that innocent, though.
So tell us a little bit about what you do first, just so our viewers know.
Okay, so basically, I started in the business about 17 years ago, and I started as a manager's assistant, and then I became a manager. So for the bulk of my career, I managed actors, which is a nightmare. 3 a.m. calls, just the stuff that I went through. So, and in March, I decided to close that portion down and go back to what I was also doing, which was producing and casting. So I was big into casting films when I was at Universal, and then I went back to that.
Was there one, for our viewers and for me, was there a moment that, did something happen that made you make that shift? Or were you just exhausted? Or was there, an event of, some bullshit that happened?
Yeah.
You know what? No, it's a good question because it really was it built to me not being happy in that position anymore. And I owned my company and I was very successful. And I just shut it down, that portion down in March, and I went out on top. People were shocked when I, shut it down. They're like, we have all these clients on series, they're doing really well. And I'm like, yes, but it no longer made me happy. And it was a series of things, either, being with a client for 10 and a half years when the little fucker had nothing on his resume, and then I get him all this stuff. And then, listen, that's what it is. And then I get him, put him on a major show. He's kind of, a budding star right now. And he turns around and fires me. To go somewhere bigger.
You know what? That's awful.
Does that happen a lot?
It does.
Not for me.
Or is there really no loyalty in LA?
There really is not. The thing is too is because they always think that the grass is greener, and then his agents were like, listen, the new managers don't even want to take his calls, and because I said, listen, they're not even getting commission. I'm still getting commission on the stuff that he's doing that I put him on. You know what I mean? So they're going to be essentially they're working for free. Because they're not, they didn't get him the stuff.
In hopes to bring
something else to the table. But, he's got needs and all this stuff, and they didn't even want to deal it. A lot.
Can we talk about the needs?
So, one of the things that happens when, especially now in the age of social media, when I started, there was no social media.
Right.
So now within the age of social media, once they get, let's say 1 million followers, 2 million followers, they get things for free. Just to tweet about it, just to Instagram about it, or whatever it is. Well, it was 2 days before he wanted to go on a vacation, and he's like, can you call the hotel, tell them who I am so that it's free? Can you get me a black car to and from? Tell them who I am so that it's free. And I'm like,
they get the free.
Bitch, they ain't gonna care who you are. They don't know who you are right now.
Was it
you
in another
think you
country?
are bigger than you are? Yes. They don't know who you are.
I always joke around. I'm really big in the UAE.
Seriously, Dubai called. They want their celebrity back. No,
somebody's wife.
I wish.
A sheep's wife.
I wish.
But I think it was always that thing of, and a lot of them have that of they thinking that they're a lot bigger than they are at the moment.
I think that just goes to not only in the show business, but I think also millennials. I feel like there's this whole wave of that's just more so. And I also feel like I come from the modeling world from forever.
Yeah.
I'm aging myself. I'm
no.
But still, I remember the days where we would gift our agents with a day rate, or I would always buy them nice gifts. And now, talent who's making tons of money, they don't even buy their agents or managers nice things. And so when I come in with even a cupcakes on Valentine's Day, they're like, oh, that is the nicest thing. And I'm thinking what are these clients that are you're making millions for? How do they pay you back? They don't anymore.
It became a thankless job.
They think that your commission is good enough, and that you should be working harder.
The little bit of money that they think they're paying me, they're like, they think they run you, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So what about crazy stories? Because I love behind the scenes kind of stuff.
She likes drama.
I love to hear the stuff.
She wants the tea.
Yes, and I'm gonna drink my tea right now.
I'm trying to think of. I have a crazier story from a movie that I cast from. I'm trying to not say certain things because people may know, but Academy Award nominated actress.
Okay.
what happened is that, so we were trying to cast this role, and I put really great people in the room with the first-time director, and we got a little like loungy part at Chateau Marmont, and we had these women who are, I say women because they were like 40s-ish.
Okay.
Had to have a little son in the movie or whatever, but they all had they were of certain caliber.
Sure.
And I can say a few of them because they didn't take the role or whatever, but like one was Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Another was Lisa Kudrow at the time, she was huge on
Yeah.
Friends.
She's so huge.
Yeah, no, she is, and she does great work. But you know, a lot of these women, and there was a lot more of them. Then we did some phone calls, and one of the phone calls was for this particular woman, and first of all, it's an American. Now I'm gonna give it away. It's an American part, and she made no attempt to hide her very thick accent. I'm not going to say which one it is, but very thick accent. Made no attempt to do that. She was lovely on the phone. I was on the call with, but I kind of was just on mute or whatever.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he calls me right back and he goes, "It's her." And I was like, "You haven't even met her. And you just met Marissa Tomei and Parker Posey was another one that I put in the room." Like there was some really great indie kind of women that I put in the room. No, it's her. And she was shooting a show in New Orleans at the time. So I said, okay. So we made the deal. So she gets to set. Now, mind you, I had heard crazy stories about her. So I said, I'm just going to warn you. This is your first movie. You don't know how to handle some of these people. And I'm not going to be there right there next to you.
Yeah, you're not a babysitter.
So within I think it was day 2 or 3, it's the pivotal scene in the movie. It's a major scene in the movie. She's like, I'm only doing it one time. He's like, I need coverage. I can't have you do it just one time.
Sure.
Goes to her trailer, locks herself in her trailer, will not come out. Agent, manager, lawyer calls me, and I'm like,
and
they're like,
lawyer?
yeah, and they're all like, well, what do you do? You have to fix this or whatever. I said, there's nothing in her contract that says that she only has to do one take of something.
Right.
Director calls me, he's like, what do I do? How can I get her out of the trailer? I said, boy, I don't know. Figure it out. I told you not to hire this woman.
How long was she in the trailer?
She, for the rest of the day, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, she would not come out. It was like, why are you even locking yourself in your trailer? Just walk off set.
Yeah.
It was like the most random thing. Because I think what she was doing was saying, I can hold this movie hostage at this moment. And she did. She put them behind an entire day. Then,
cost how much money a day?
Which was about $1 million. She almost cost the production.
See.
Then she did one further, and because it was a non-union production for crew, she did one further and called the unions.
She called.
Shut the production down for 3 days. They had to scramble and make it all union and all this. It was a nightmare. And I said, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to fix this for you at this moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not
you
there.
said,
I tried to warn you.
Don't
you know.
hire.
This is our first movie.
Yeah.
Yowzers.
Yeah. His first movie as the director. She had been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And she's working she's well known. She's working right now. So I think that, listen, I was successful in those 16 years of managing actors, but you have to do what you love. If you do what you love, I know that there's that saying, if you do what you love, it's not work,
Right.
But just do what you love and follow your heart. And even if you are making a lot of money doing something, it's just not fulfilling. I walked away from it and said, I'm going to go back to this other thing that I really enjoy doing, and I'm so much happier. And it trickles down into everything else that you do, relationships, family, friends, everything suffers when you're not happy at work. So I think the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is, if every day that whatever you're doing for work, if every day you get up and you're like, ugh, I got to do this again, it's not the right thing for you to be doing. Go find something else.
I know what company would be perfect for you to start.
What?
Christmas decorating company.
Oh,
Because you
yeah.
are legit serious on your Christmas decor.
I do go crazy.
You
with
go
it.
nuts and you beat all your neighbors
I do.
every year.
I do.
And you are
There's
amazing
a
at
competition, and yeah.
No, you're in
Yeah.
a competition.
There really is a competition.
Yeah, and he wins.
I mean, you get like $50 or something, and they put a sign in your front yard. But
You won.
yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
You won!
So I'll take it. I don't care.
Should we
Well,
get your
thank
address?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by today. I really
Yeah, my
appreciate
pleasure.
it.